All right, listen, I want to, before I get into Twitter and Elon Musk, I want to expand upon my idea of creativity not being so much and artists not being so much going forward. And why I think this is because I think that people lack imagination. Um, Kids at a young age are having their imagination taken from them because they're put either TV or um, electronics in their face, and they have a lot of. I've done this too when I was a kid. When I was a um, not a kid, but when my kids were little, and I kind of did use it as a crutch for a babysitter, keep them occupied. Um, I wasn't the perfect parent, okay, but I think it kind of robs kids' imagination, and I think that imagination is key and vital to being creative. Um, could be wrong, whatever. People have their own opinions. I think that um, there's not really any boredom. You don't have to suffer through a boredom anymore. So I think that boredom creates creativity. Uh, if there's nothing to do, you just start picking up something, drawing, writing a song. It's a lot easier because you have all this extra free time. Well, now you can be interrupted a lot. Subconsciously, you just get on your phone. You want to see what's going on. You want to see what's going on Twitter. You want to see what's going on the TikTok. And this is just the average person. Um, you can be constantly stimulated, and you don't have to be bored anymore. So I think that if we keep on progressing technology wise, unless somebody chooses to avoid technology, they might still be creative, or you might get civilizations that don't have so much technical, technology wise advance. You know what I'm saying? They're not advanced technology wise. Um, they'll have more boredom, more imagination, more creativity. Um, I just see a lack of creativity nowadays, and this is why I get this is we have so much, whether it's writing movies, writing scripts, maybe writing books. Maybe we feel we don't need the need for fiction things anymore. Um, Back in the day when I was younger, I used to love nonfiction things, and now I'm not really into nonfiction. I mean, I'm not really into fiction things as much as I used to be. Um, you can see with reality TV, I think that women are more into fiction than men are. Um, consuming, consuming, and I just think that we don't have time to be bored. You have to set time aside and ignore that itch of checking your either social media, that 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 jackpot, right? That the slot machine, pulling down that lever, getting that dopamine. So you got to have good discipline, and be raised in an environment where you can have creativity. Plus, I think that not everybody's born with that too. So I think that you might have creativity, but it's just not. If you're an artist, or like if you have that type of gene in you, you're born with that, and your imagination is taken from you when you're young. I think that your creativity is kind of dulled down. That's just what I think. Um, anyway, so I'm gonna get into the Twitter fiasco. So yesterday, Musk had Matt Taibbi, I guess he's a journalist, tweet out a lot of damning evidence. Okay. Um, one of the tweets, it was labeled number 8, talking about, it sounded like Twitter was allowing the Biden team to review documents, what they were fine being censored. That's what it sounds like. So he put out tweets, and then he had screenshots. There was like tools that both sides could use like that, I guess. But the left used them way more. It was really uneven. Um, Kaylee McEnany, her account was she was locked out of her account for tweeting the New York Post story about Hunter Biden's laptop, and he tweeted out like internal. Matt Taibbi tweeted out internal emails between Twitter members and head people at Twitter. They basically said the laptop storage was removed because of violating company's hack materials policy. But there was no general warning about any type of hacks. They just made up something so they can suppress the material. And it sounded like was it I want to see your name. Vijaya Gad. Vijaya Gad. It sounded like she was running the company, and it sounded like Jack Dorsey didn't know a lot was going on. He was just pretty much almost like a puppet, just a spokesman, a figurehead. There was only one Democrat that made any type of complaint about it. Could be a freedom of speech violation. Kahana, that's his name. But what did they say? Was it? This is a big one. Oh shoot! Come on, where's it at? Oh. One of the members. The First Amendment isn't absolute. That's what they were saying. The Bill of Rights is not absolute. And you can go up there on Twitter and check out Matt Taibbi. They're all up there. There's 36. They're labeled, and he's got some memos in between. But there's screenshots of conversations of these high elite Twitter people. This is huge. Them suppressing information, influencing an election, not letting information get out there to the voters, and this whole Russian conspiracy of Russian bots, this and that. Like, this is all they ever talk about because it's a cover up. They're trying to cover up their tracks. The mainstream media doesn't want to talk about any of this. And to be honest, both the Republican and Democrat parties are fucking trash to me. There's the MAGA people, right? They're cool because they're for the First Amendment. They're kind of grassroots. They're not establishment. Obviously, sellouts like most of the establishment elite, like Kevin McCarthy, Mitch McConnell, Lindsey Graham. These establishment elites who actually run the party. They're the fucking trash. And pretty much the whole Democratic Party is fucking trash. You got the establishment and elites at the top, like Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and then you got the bottom are like communists. So Elon Musk is releasing this stuff, and he's gonna release more today. I might make a video later on today. Might even make a live stream. I don't know. Or I'll just do what I just did. Just read them off a little bit. I'm not really good at articulating my words, so I don't really like to do a live stream because I'm like an idiot. Who the hell wants to listen to me? Anyway, so why I think like this is huge, right? This is huge. This proves that they are suppressing people, and he's gonna release stuff today, like I said, talking about shadow bans and stuff like that, which I am currently shadow banned on a lot of different platforms. My growth is not, my reach isn't out there. When I was on TikTok, I was growing really, really fast. Before my old account, for that one got banned, I gained like 10,000 followers, and they could be half of a bots, but in like 2 months, and I was making videos they were getting a lot of fucking views. Now I have no growth, hardly any in growth, and anything. I'm so on all platforms basically. I have no growth. And this is why I think I'm shadow banned on a lot of different platforms, pretty much all of them. Maybe not Twitter, I'm not sure. But I think Elon did this on purpose. He realizes if he didn't get a major tech company, a major social media site where you have, he bought the users, he didn't buy the technology, okay? He bought the users. That's why he spent so much money. Because if he just wanted the tech, he probably would have just went to Getter. He would have bought Getter Parlor. He wanted the users. He realizes they're trying to they want the Chinese style across the world, and he realizes that communism promotes stagnation when it comes to technology advancement. Now, why does this happen? This happens, and these communist idiots, they always push, they say, oh, first they ignore the hundreds of millions of people who have starved to death because of communism, directly because of communism. But why, if I'm making the same amount of money, right, and I'm a janitor cleaning toilets, and somebody is a rocket scientist, why would they work extra hard unless they wanted to? But they have no incentive to work harder. They will just do the bare minimum. because they make the same amount of me. They'll have the same life. You know, that's why capitalism is the best system. Unfortunately, it can be misused, which it does, for theft, for slavery, and this is where my gripe comes in. There's an oligarchy type system in America, and these companies, these people who are just like one step above, or perhaps two steps above the lowest people in the company, they think that they're royalty. They might make 20, perhaps even $60,000 more a year than them, but they think that they're royalty. There's a complete disconnect, and this is where I really admire Elon, because he said for 3 years when he was working on Tesla, like trying to get some car perfected, there was a lot of problems. Man, he said he was sleeping on the factory floor. He would sleep on couches. He would sleep in a tent on the factory, basically. He wasn't off on some yacht. You know what I mean? He wasn't, like he said, some ivory tower. He was there, and he slept on the floor to show. That's true leadership. To show the workers how dedicated he was, how much he cared. This doesn't happen in the average workplace. These people don't even talk to their employees. They don't have any type of personal conversation at all with their employees, and they probably don't do shit anyway all day. They might throw a couple emails here and there instead of like walking to the office and doing something. They just sit there in their office, right, and just fuck off all day. There's a complete disconnect, and that's my gripe with these people. They're not humble, and I think that type of mentality will lead to failure. Like the company I work for, I don't understand how they continue to operate. I'm not going to go into details, and I definitely won't be telling you what company I work for. I don't plan on working there very much longer. This is how much of a rebel I am. And it sounds stupid. Like, people are probably like, you're an idiot, and especially the people I work with probably think I'm stupid. There is a Christmas dinner, right? Christmas party that we have, a Christmas social for like everybody. There's like 200 people that work with the company I work for, and you work like 6 hours this day, right? We work 10-hour shifts, and then we have to go to a casino and have dinner, and in order to get paid for the rest of the day, you have to attend this. Well, I'm not attending. And I don't want to sit there. I don't want to be around people. The people I work with are cool. They're cool. I ain't got no problem with them. And that's who I'd probably sit with, people. But I don't like it. I don't like just sitting there. And like the whole point I'm there is just to socialize. I like to be doing something, or if I'm gonna socialize, I'd rather socialize with like one or two people. I don't like going to big groups like that. And I mean, I would do it. I would have if I was treated right. So for me, I'm having to deal with this huge inflation, right? All year, seeing prices double from last year, that I have to that's on my back now. I have to deal with that. I'm gonna have to deal with my rent going up. Um, I don't even know how much it's gonna go up. Um, so I haven't gotten a raise, and I initially started out doing a stamping press machine. I didn't like it. Just standing in the same place for 10 hours doing like a it's really monotonous same thing, which I was doing. I just put my mind to somewhere else. I just don't like standing in the same spot. I like to move around. I like to be mobile. I don't mind doing the same thing over and over. I don't. I like to move around. Um, but what they do after a month of me working there, they sent me to uh the they just started up a paint shop, right? And they just started their first parts they painted. Okay, and I'm a powder coater, so um, they sent me over there because they didn't have anybody. There was the guy they hired that was hired with, for him to go over there. It didn't work out. He ended up quitting. They fired him or something. So they asked me to go over there and help out, and I ended up staying there. I did pretty good, and it's doing really well over there. Um, because wherever I'm not trying to, you know, have a huge ego. I'm not perfect, but when I'm in a place for a while, I usually make things better. When I get the gist of things, when I get the systems down, I usually make things run pretty damn smooth. Um, so the only thing I knew how to do was I knew how to drive a forklift. That's about it. Well, now I'm basically I'm basically like a lead there. I'm looked at as a lead, even though I'm not. Management doesn't look at me like a lead, but the people I work with, and even my manager, which is like a supervisor manager, he's really cool. He looks at me kind of like a lead. Um, like they come to me with little tech things, little basic tech things. Sometimes I have ideas, which is kind of like, nah, that ain't gonna work. And then like in a week or two, they miraculously start doing it. um, it's kind of funny. That's like everything in life pretty much for me, because I see the forest from the trees usually. Um, it's so I know how to power code now. I'm definitely not no expert, but I know to sandblast. I got the whole system down. They even had me training people. Um, but guess what hasn't went up? My pay hasn't went up. Not at all. I'm still the same pay. And my manager actually told them a few months ago that I need a pay increase, and I haven't seen nothing. So what I assume is, well, they do like a yearly thing, which companies typically do, a yearly look into things, and they'll come out with a 3% um, wage increase. Well, guess what's going to go up to? My insurance. So whatever that 3% increase is just gonna pay for my insurance. And this is what the companies do. They try to make you think, oh, you're getting a pay increase. Yeah, I'm be paying more in taxes. you're possibly putting me at a higher tax. Um, Not really, but because it's not that much. But um, if I work a bunch of overtime, yes. But um, I'm not getting any increase because you're making me pay more my health insurance, and I've had to deal with this crippling inflation all year. You have people literally taking out credit card debt because they can't pay for things. They're trying to sustain their quality of life um, through credit cards, through debt. And this is a systemic thing, man. Look at our government. Our government is doing the same thing. We are, if you put everything together, our country is like over $200 trillion in debt. $200 trillion in debt because of Medicaid and Medicare, Social Security, unfunded liabilities is $172 trillion right there. And then we have our general debt, which is 31 trillion, I believe. Um, I think the Fed is doing 4% interest. So definitely now, instead of paying, I think they would pay, and unfunded liabilities are promised. These are promised. This is future debt. Okay, this isn't debt that's here right now, but it's coming. It's coming, dude. Like when the boomers all retire and they collect Social Security, like this is that's what that is. Um, this is a culture thing. People take on debt, and I think there's gonna be a lot of people that go bankrupt. And honestly, the failures of our government, you know, people really like if you go bankrupt and you've been doing everything right, you're gonna make some mistakes in your life, and you've pushed. You're a hard worker. You've pushed bankruptcy back, and then all of a sudden, everything hyperinflates, and you're paying just to survive. Like people are having to live a lower standard of life. Like me, I'd say, man, for the last 4 years, ever since I moved out of Michigan, I don't do shit. Especially the last 2 years, I don't do shit. I don't want to go on dates. I don't want to go on concerts. I don't want to go to sporting events. I don't want to go nowhere. Because I don't feel like I can afford it. I feel like those are luxuries at this point. So I just go to work and I come home and then like I go to the gym. That's a place for me to go. But driving somewhere is almost a luxury too. So like even going to the zoo, any place like this is like a luxury to me, man. And it's not fun. And this is where a lot of my anger comes out because a lot of people are gonna have to like I'm living in the future, man. This is what you got to look forward to if we're gonna continue this shit. And the average person be like, "Fuck it, man." The average person, the average person be like, "It's just not worth it. I have to work all this just to I have to work all this time, spend all this time doing shit I don't want to do to pay for my basic necessities." And that's where we're going. And Elon is 100% correct with the replacement population not being there, and he's worried about that. Well, there's a reason for that because there's not any really in it. there's not really any incentives to start a family. It's really risky. Why would you want to bring kids into this shit? We have a cold world we're going into, man. We're going into a really cold place where nobody gives a fuck about you. And to continue to feel like nihilistic, a lot of people are gonna feel it, man. I feel it at times. I feel nihilistic all the time. Um, I'm always conflicted though. You know, um, for me, it's like day to day. Like I try to, tell myself that tomorrow will be a better day. You know, tomorrow's a different day, and I struggle through loneliness like anybody else. Like, cause I definitely would like to have a partner, and I don't deserve one. So, because like I've had my fun. I've went out with a lot of women. So like the universe thinks I don't deserve one. So I guess I don't deserve one. I'm at the point in my life where I don't want to be around any kids. I don't want to. And most females that would be attracted to me have kids. And it's okay if they had like older kids, that they're like elderly teens or whatever. But I don't want to be around little kids. I just don't. I don't have the patience. I don't want to come in last. I don't want to feel like I owe that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be that plow horse. I've been that plow horse, right? With my own kids. Putting myself last, putting not every instance, but sacrificing my time, things I would like to do, sacrificing dreams, obviously, creative endeavors. But they've helped me grow as a person, you know. So maybe I had to go through this experience for myself, but the average person, you look at this world and you look at the females, and it's not all, but it's like they're not really motherly material. They're not wife material. People don't stay together anymore. So like, why would you want to have kids? It's not like you get married and then like you're with that person forever. Um, until you pass away. It's not like that anymore. And we're not like cows or um, like deer or whatever, or like our children take a lot more time to develop. A human child does than a fucking animal. Like a lion will take like a couple years, and they kick them out of the pride if it's a male. Well, it takes kids, like some kids it takes like 25. There's some, that's because the parents are enabling them, but kids aren't self-sustainable until they're over 18. Sometimes, I mean, it could be younger too, just depends on the maturity level. But it takes time for that to happen. Um, and you need both parents in your life. And that's the major problem with America right here. Like, yeah, everyone, we're like the fattest country, right? Starvation shouldn't be a problem here, even if you're homeless. We got homeless people that are overweight. Um, um, yes. Okay, I got a car, which I don't own. The bank still owns it. Um, I don't own the house I'm staying in. I own some little knickknacks like dishes and my clothes and a couple TVs and Xbox or whatever. Couple guns, but I don't really don't really own anything. Um, where was I going with that? I got sidetracked. I don't know where I'm going with this, but for the people that like listen to me ramble, I got a lot of respect because I probably sound like a complete moron at times, but when I do get the information out, it's pretty fucking solid. It's just like getting the shit out of my brain and through my um I think Elon has that problem too. He's a little bit better than I am. Um because I'm like thinking too. I need time to process and think about shit. Especially like this is deep thought. These are deep problems people don't want to talk about. But the lack of community here in America, yeah, okay, I have this stuff. I was talking about material stuff I have, right? And then you go to and I got a bed I sleep in, and I have air conditioning, and I got warm water, and I got electricity, and I got a phone. So I got these things. And you go to another country, and they sleep on the ground. They sleep in the dirt. Um, they live in a shack. They're eating eyeballs. They're eating the feet of whatever they can get. They're thankful for that. They have to go and get their own water, and it might be cold water, and it's just not warm water, and it's like they don't have luxuries that I have physically. But what they do have is people that care about them. There's more of a sense of community in these, and they have to. They have to have a community mindset to survive. Here in America, there is no community. Everyone is all about themselves. They're all individuals, and it's getting worse and worse. More isolation, and it's 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 really gonna get worse about the isolation. That's why I say this is a cold world we're going into. And if you want to be a part of the Matrix, if you want to have a family, if you want to have a family, man, you have to find a woman that is humble enough to understand that you don't need all the bells and whistles. What you need is each other. That's most important. Not all the extra shit. Um, I want to talk about something real quick about Andrew Tate and these red pill guys. They're kind of annoying to me. And I think that they could be part of the masters of the Matrix that want to keep us locked in. Like this one guy off of Fresh and Fizz, like, if you don't make over $100,000 a year, you're a fucking loser. Or Andrew Tate, like, if you ain't got a basically, if you work a job, you're a fucking loser. It's kind of funny because all the luxury shit that he's enjoying are from people that have jobs. Like, it's a slap in the face. You need workers. You need you need community to help prop up your fucking lifestyle. Even the lifestyle I have, we need community. Somebody to come get my trash. I can't do this all myself. I can't do this. Pump water in my house and then get the electricity. I can't do that shit myself. I need other people. Um, but the thing is, um, I sound like a hypocrite. But the thing is, we have a community, but it's less of a caring community. So like they'll shut your power off if you ain't paying the bills on Christmas, and you ain't got no heat, and they don't care, because the companies don't care. But that's life, I guess. Anyway, that's enough of me complaining.